I'm seeing triple. 3 Moon Knights? Yes, technically there is. Hi everybody, welcome to Summoner's Choice 2025 or Khonshu Summoner's Choice at street level. Let's get right into it. You might have seen this image right here. We've got all these champions here with the street style of the Summoner's Choice 2025. Here are the options: Daredevil, Elektra, Echo, and Echo we know about because she's been a Summoner's Choice option for a while. Hellcat, the Shroud. We've also got Colleen Wing, Hunter's Moon, Mr. Knight, and Power Man. So all of these characters right here are going to be available for you to vote on, whoever you might like. But there are some things that are not exactly, well, not going to say correct, that high quantity have an association, well, fighting in the streets, yes, but some of them have more of a link to Khonshu and Moon Knight than you might know. Power Man is an outstanding option because of the character having a lot going on from a power element to it, funny enough. Power Man and powerful abilities. We're going to be talking about that further on in the video. So let's begin with Colleen Wing. I've always wanted to see in-game a pair-up between Misty Knight and then Colleen Wing, because I think that would be cool to kind of start a dynamic. That would be, cool from synergies, and what you could kind of like do with that would also be cool as well. From what Colleen can add, that's a big question mark. So from an ability standpoint, the only thing she's going to be wielding would be a real big sword, like a katana. I mean, we know that. That's the character. Nothing against that. It would just be that she would be able to do things like, would she have chi manipulation? Well, again, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Telepathy? Don't know about that. Mind injection? Dreams invasion? Psychic katana? If all these things were possible, I think Kabam could create a really cool character around it. So there you go. But we've got to establish a Mind Stone kind of bonding, which I think is a bit far-fetched. Let's say telepathy is out of the realm of... Well, it depends how Kabam see the character at the point of injection into the contest, because she could be something like very much ground level and pre something like that, or post that, depending on how Marvel want to direct the canon of it, because there are elements that Marvel will say, Kabam, you need to deliver a character like this. So that could create a problem. Either way, having the sword, doing the martial arts stuff, hey, cool, fine, like it. That's probably where they'd go with the character. We're then going to move on to Shroud. Shroud is a bit of a weird one because, and we'll come back to this, the character is a form of a Moon Knight. Yeah, I know, it's a head scratcher, isn't it? So if we got kind of like, well, it's part of the, like, a different time of Moon Knight, in that after the death of Mark Spector, spoiler alert, the original Moon Knight, Shroud stepped forward to take up the mantle. He was hostile to the tenants of the Midnight Mission, demanding them leave their base for him to take over. So he is now the operating character person as Moon Knight. And the establishment as Shroud, which we'll kind of go back to because it's Shroud, isn't it? He's only recently become, as of January this year, as Moon Knight, which is weird. So it's not technically Moon Knight, and it won't be in as Moon Knight, but under the this would be the Shroud element of things. Shroud possesses mystical sense of perception, enabling him to see even through his own mantle of darkness despite his physical blindness. Oh, he's physically blind. There you go. So unlike Daredevil, Shroud can receive non-visual sensory impressions through solid objects. Dark Force projection. So this will mean that the character is likely to come in as a Mystic-based champion. And I know how people feel about Mystic-based champions nowadays. Either way, there's going to be... his weakness is insanity. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. But there's also other things like, his mass martial arts and other stuff like that. So there's something cool. A character tapping into Dark Force. Okay, nice. That's, again, interesting concept. We'll have a lot of skill-based champions, but at least having a champion that could be Mystic is different than skill. Moving on to, I think this is Patricia, who is... Oh, Hellcat. So without going too much into the details of it, because the character has been around a long time, especially as Hellcat since 1975, it's good to see a lot of kind of the legacy characters having their kind of, you know, their time under the sun. And there are some people interested with the character. So I don't know much about it. Artificially enhanced physiology. Originally, the cat costume was designed to enhance the natural prowess of any woman who wore it. Over time, Patsy discovered that the physical abilities remained heightened even outside of the cat costume. Since her resurrection, spoiler alert, she's been dead. Has acquired enhanced level of physical prowess, including strength, speed, agility, so she has that as part of there, and titanium mental enhancements, possess enhanced psionic abilities due to the mental stimulation of Moondragon's titanium technology. She could move small objects telekinetically. I don't know if that will play a part. It's hard to see, again, where Caban will take the character in. Will this then create her more as a mystic? Then it would do a skill, but I think that it would largely be a skill-based character. This seems like a very skill-orientated, pushed type of event, and especially when you've got things like costume summoning, magical resistance, and sight. Maybe that could be a skill that's immune to a lot of mystic-based abilities, or a mystic that does a lot of, like a Tigra, where she's very front end for damage. Again, we'll have to think about that, but she is possessing more of a street level again, so that's kind of like skill, if we're kind of like going down that way. Moving on now to Power Man. Power Man interests me because I think this will be the most powerful, potentially, from the group, and how this character will be put in, again, is yet to be seen. Chi manipulation. As a result of absorbing fragments of Father's visor, Victor can draw into himself chi and cultural energies from the environment, enhancing his body. He can demonstrate superhuman speed, agility, durability, generation of general force fields, and accelerated healing. Victor can glows when empowered in the same way when Iron Fist powers up his Chi Fist punch. So it's going to be, I'd say, similar to Iron Fist. Iron Fist, of course, is a mystic, so what are we saying? A powerful skill-based champion or mystical-based powers of enhancement? It's a tall order to go where we class these ones. So I'd like to know from Caban, when they eventually put these champions in, what are they trying to look for when it comes to the classification? Because I think that's going to be important for players as well. Either way, with a lot of things like energy projection, right the way through to, I don't know, skill mimicry, which is more of a taskmaster type thing. Is that something that will be relevant here? Will it be something like, well, we've got Taskmaster at home, he's just not very strong. So would that be nice to kind of like do? It's lots of questions, and I think that people will continue to have lots of questions about what they like, what they don't like. Daredevil Elektra is, well, that's something I didn't know could be a thing, and especially because it's not been a thing for a very long time. It's actually been something as of December 2020. Through the times of COVID, it looks like Marvel were interested in going, do you know, what if we put her in the suit, the Daredevil suit? What would be the motivation? What would be the character? What would she be doing? So, of course, from an ability standpoint, she's not really going to have much in the way of abilities, except for some of the stuff that... well, saying that, I maybe stand corrected here, because she'll have things like Assassin's Instinct, Mind Switch. Strangest gift is her ability to throw her mind into those of others. For instance, she's able to track down her enemy Ken Wind by temporarily borrowing people's minds and acting through them while she's hunted around for the prey. Okay. Hypnosis, heightened awareness. I mean, look, Elektra is down bad in game then, if these are the particular things the character can get. We know about being a master martial artist. She's meant to have that in game. She just does not. Would it be good to have her buffed? Of course. And of course the equipment. What does she have extra with the Daredevil stuff? Well, she's got Daredevil suit. That's pretty much it. Apart from the other weapons she might actually wield as that Daredevil. So yeah, she could be relatively powerful then. So that's nice. Where is her in the Daredevil suit? Well, she has the two... Is it says? Well, I can't remember how to say that properly, but you know the weaponry. She has the weaponry for that. So she'll wield that, I guess, doing lots of bleed damage and maybe some of the other abilities that Kabam haven't put in with Elektra over the years. This then leaves us with two characters that are very much associated. Hunter's Moon, which effectively is a Moon Knight. It's another Moon Knight. This character was injected into in July 2021. So again, a fairly new character that's come into the Marvel universe. And yeah, like it's just such a. There are some other things like healing powers. He's capable of performing healing rituals that can help patients recover from various serious injuries. So whether or not he can actually do that for himself, don't know. Apart from that, it's Moon Knight copy paste. I don't know if anybody. It's just a different person under the moniker of it. It's just they've taken a different name, a different suit, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. I can't think of any better way to kind of like explain it except for it's pretty much just it's same character, just with a different name, different suit, and that's it. I'm sure people will say no, it's not. It's completely wrong. Fine, whatever. It's just Khonshu was given the powers, so you know. Don't know what else to say with that. The final one is Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight has always been an interesting prospect, especially if you look at the most recent Moon Knight TV series and what he does. I don't know if there's any kind of a great divide except for one character. You can look in game and go, has Kabam done with the types of abilities they could do for the character? Maybe. Here would be a cool concept. This is why I think Kabam and the community have a great opportunity for something for the future. And if Kabam are willing, number one, if Kabam could ever down the line put in Khonshu into game, that would be incredible. Add an ability like the Horseman of the Apocalypse, which Apocalypse does. There, you have, at that point, Mr. Knight, Moon Knight, who could be buffed in game. And the third thing being, if Kabam were willing to put in Jake Lockley, have all the personalities of Moon Knight, create a really powerful crossfight ability with Khonshu as the lead character, that would be incredible if Kabam could do it. Unfortunately, we might be about 2-3 years down the line after making this video and going, we didn't get any of those things and another character won. However, you cannot but hope, wish and dream, can you? Now, my final point after watching back Moon Knight, it is really incredible to see at a certain point Mr. Knight is actually really powerful, fun, and just kind of like really cool. So I would hope to see this in-game. Ultimately, the choices with the community. I will be expanding on each individual character further down the line once I know about class, maybe some more details when it comes to abilities. But what's everyone's thoughts? Put it in the comments. Which character are you rooting for when it comes to the Summoner's Choice 2025? Check out some other content located on screen and have a lovely day, please. Bye-bye.